Hi. Get away from my mouth. Get away from my eyes. Hi, everyone. And it's me, Jordan Long here. And today we're going to talk about, you know, Glen Grinch or the Grinch. But then how can that be his name when the song says he's Lord Grinch or fellow Grinch? Which is leading you into believing that Grinch is most likely some kind of Latinist French's borrowed word, and that is his kin name, and that he would have to have a first name, you know. And we all know that Hitler Zeus, and that wasn't even his true name either. He didn't give him a first name, so I'll call him Glen Grinch. And if the folks at Hiller Seuss Gathering or whatever business that oversees the furlaying of old books and new books and whatever in his name don't like that I gave him a first name, well, that's too bad because you didn't come up with one. So, anyway, so you got him who started out not understanding what made Yule so outstanding to the Christendom folk. And all he thought it was a day of folks being loud and folks gathering and folks eating and drinking and all he could think of. So he thought if he took all the gifts away, it would stop Yule from happening. But the truth is, it didn't stop Yule from happening, and they still saw Yule as an outstanding day, even without their gifts. And that's when he learned that Yule's about onlooking the birth of Jesus, Son of God. And that's when he learned about it being so outstanding. Yeah, you got that right. So, first off, what is your name? My name is Glen Grinch. Grinch is my kin name. Sally, the folks at Hiller Zeus or whatever didn't want to give me a first name. So you would think that all the films being made about me, you would have thought that they would have gave me a name. No, they couldn't give me no name. Oh, not the folks that made the live film that Jim Carrey was in when he played me, which he did a good work doing that. Not the new make drawing film that came out like some years later. Yeah. And about you saying that you could steal Yule, wasn't that coming from you not understanding what made Yule so outstanding? Yeah, I didn't understand why the Christendom folk, the Who's, that's what they call themselves, why they were so happy for Yule. Because all I saw it was a day of them being loud, you know. That's what you saw it at. The day them just saw them eating and drinking and gathering and then being loud with their toys and whatever the fuck they were doing. So in my mind, I thought that it was just something that I just thought if I could take everything that they had on Yule, then they would not do Yule, and they would be too sad about all their gifts being stolen, all their food and drinks being stolen. But at the end of the day, I learned that they were happy for Yule because they were getting Jesus as a gift from God, and I didn't understand that. And when I did understand that, and I chose to, worship God and Jesus, and when I chose to take Jesus as my Lord and freer and teacher and healer, I gave everything back. Yes, I know it was wrong. I know stealing is sinful and unlawful. And I know in anyone's eyes that made me both a sinner and an outlaw. But they forgave me for it. And mostly that's how it went. Yeah, but in the Jim Carrey film, they had to give you a back saga to why you did not like Yule. Yeah, they did. I was fostered by by my kin who are Who's, and everything was great, until something went wrong. And I had a friend when I was growing up, which at the time I thought that she cared about me, And then came the day when we were at Learn, and someone said or did something to me, and then that was it. I had a blow up when something didn't go right, and then after that I said, that's it, I'm done with you. Yeah, because even though your friend, who is now your girlfriend now, even though she did care about you, even though she did have feelings for you at the time, some other folks, bullies you for being the way you were, and you couldn't handle that, and that's when you were against you. Oh well, it all came out good, because then I learned that I shouldn't let one thing that happened make me hate that holy day. And I gave my heart to God and Jesus again. I started to worship them and love them again. I forgave myself. I forgave others. Me and her were together now. Things aren't flawless. Nothing in life is flawless, but at least now I can learn to deal with that. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So, you do know that, does it still irk you to this day that they never gave you a name? Yeah, why not give me a name? My name was Glenn. Why they didn't give me a name? I don't know. So, I just want to know. So what do you think about, there's this other film that came out known as The Mean One. That's what they called you in that film, which was more of a You'll Fear film. Yeah, I just don't understand it. I mean, a lot of folks were frightened of me to begin with. A lot of folks didn't like me due to the way I looked or whatever, which was sad. They come with this film, and now it makes me out to be a flaying sinner outlaw. And I'm not that. The only sin that I may have been, I'm very guilty of a lot of sins, but the one sin and misdeed I was most likely guilty of in any of the films or books was stealing. Well, I'm glad to see that things are going very well for you. So you ready for Thanksgiving? Now that I don't understand. I mean, yes, to be thankful for everything you have, but not one moon day out of the year, one Thursday out of the year, But yeah, I'm ready for it, Well, I'm glad to hear that. So you're not going to be stealing anything this Yule? No, I'm not going to be doing that. But every once in a while, they seem to think that but every once in a while I do things. But I don't do that anymore. Oh, by the way, I gotta get going. I gotta go up the fire stead, up the smokestack. Yeah, like Father Yule does. Yeah, like Father Yule does, only he don't get stuck half the time I do. Well, that was me talking with Glen Grinch, which that's his first name. I gave it to him. And if someone says, oh, he doesn't have a first name, well, I gave him one, so too bad. Everyone else had their time to give him a name, and they all chose not to. So I'm going to give him a name, even if the books and the films and the plays written about him and done about him, I'll give him a name. I did. Alright, buddy. Alright, everyone. I'll see you later.